What's up, everybody? Here we are, another Thursday night on the grind. Let me give just a minute and let some people get on here. But let me start out with my sponsors, advertisers, supporters of the show. First up tonight, we've got J&D Custom Polishing and Plating. You guys know this man, Mr. Gary Dubois, best in the business. You want chrome plating, you want gold plating, you want polishing, stripping, it doesn't matter. He does everything, and he is by far the best I've ever seen do this stuff, man. Give him a call. Go to the Facebook page, J&D Custom Polishing and Plating, or just reach out to Gary himself and let him know the grind sent you. Next up, our good friends over at Street Bagger Magazine. Street Bagger Magazine. I don't even know what to say about this. What's up, Uncle Bruno? The baggers that are being produced nowadays, man, are top notch. Everything's been done, so everybody's having to step out of the box, really bring their A games. And if you want to see some of the best ones in the industry, go check out Street Bagger Magazine online or on Facebook. Or you can even go to Urban Rides Magazine and check them out there too. But whatever you do, get your subscription and let them know Kevin with the grind sent you. Next up, our good friends over at Stellar Customs, stellarcustoms.com. You want real carbon fiber, hand-laid, badass windshields for your Harleys, you got to reach out to stellarcustoms.com. They are the best. They have the best, amazing products. I've used them myself. I know they work. I know they look good. You got to reach out to them, stellarcustoms.com, and let them know Kevin with the grind sent you. Next up, our good friends over at Urban Rides Magazine. Urban Rides Magazine, established 2019. Daniel Roby, Jason Silman, Troy Coomer, you know the guys. They go to almost every single rally across the country, keep us up to date on everything we need to know. Go check them out. You can get a digital subscription or you can get a paper subscription. And I'll tell you what, when you get your hands on these are collector's items. You got to get you one. Whatever you do, when you get over there, tell them Kevin with the grind sent you. Next up, our good friends over at North DFW Trailers. Rentals, sales, repairs, upgrades, they do it all. Hit them up at 214-205-6787 or get with them at North DFW Trailers on Facebook and let them know Kevin with the grind sent you. Next up, our friends over at Indiana and Northern Illinois Thunder Roads Magazine just got a new copy. My boy Smooth was on the cover of it. Should have got it autographed, but I guess he got busy and didn't autograph it for me. But I'll tell you what, another great magazine. They have calendars in it, events going on, pictures, tattoo contests, bike shows, bike pictorials, everything you could possibly want they have in that little magazine. You got to go check them out at Indiana Northern Illinois Thunder Roads Magazine on Facebook. Get a subscription. Find out where they're at. Go get you one. Next up is my good buddy Earl Hopkins at Hopkins Design. If you need web hosting, if you need a web design, if you need print, branding, videoing, anything you possibly need when it comes to multimedia, Earl Hopkins can do it. He even does drone footage. You guys know him because he did our documentary in 2021. The dude is amazing. Also, he is an extremely talented artist with a pencil, paint, whatever. So he can even do you original artwork also. But anyway, reach out to Earl at hopkinsdesign.com and let him know Kevin with the grind sent you. Next up is American Drag Seats, americandragseats.com, American Drag Seats /Attitude Inc. on Facebook. On all your social platforms, it's American Drag Seats. We do custom upholstery, custom fiberglass seat pans, modifications, airbags, and any seat you've got, we can put an airbag in it. Leather tooling, exotic hides, stitching, anything you could possibly want. We do it here at americandragseats.com. Next up, Legacy Bike Works right here in Manville, Texas. Legacy Bike Works, stereo systems, full builds, fiberglass work, metal fabrication, CNC plasma works. Anything you need custom bike-wise, get with us. Legacy Bike Works on Facebook, Legacy Bike Works on Instagram, and there you go. Call me. Tell me I sent you. So last but not least is Hale Speed Shop, halespeedshop.com. When it comes to flannel shirts, I've had them all. You're never going to get a better flannel shirt than these guys have. It's not going to happen. You can wear them in the heat of the summer and they're comfortable. You can wear them when it's cold outside and they're warm. I wear mine all the time. But the cool thing about these is that they're collector's items. They come with I know it sounds corny, but it's really cool because you get a stack of stickers that are made for each individual flannel you get. You got to go check them out at hellspeedshop.com. They have t-shirts, they have hats, they've got cool hats. They've got everything you possibly could want there. I've seen it all. I just can't remember everything they offer because I'm so stuck on these flannel shirts because they're just that freaking cool. They drop a new design every month or so, and then that's it. You have to barter with people to get them back. But anyway, go check them out at hellspeedshop.com and tell them Kevin with the Grind sent you. So I have been talking to these people for almost a year now, trying to get an interview. And this cat stays so busy that getting him to sit down for 5 minutes to have an interview with me is like pulling teeth from a chicken. But I'll tell you what, he's an inspiration. He's got a beautiful wife, great kids, and it's family oriented, but it's hot rod. It's badass. So everybody, please welcome to the show, Jenna and Nathan Hale from Hale Speed Shop. There you go. What's happening, guys?
Hey, guys. Here goes the puppy.
Well, I didn't say anything about the dogs. What kind of dogs you got?
Cool dog.
Yeah, we got a cool dog. We got a Belgian Mountain Wall. He's pretty cool.
Right on. So I have to ask. I really do, because I got to go way back. I saw your documentary, and I could be lying because I'm old. I forget things. But I want to say I saw it like 4 years ago. And I'm really big into documentaries. So when I came across it, I was like, let's check this out. Click. And I was hooked in the first 5 minutes. Tell me a little bit about yourself before we get into that part of it.
Okay. Well, one thing that's pretty cool about the documentary that most people don't know is, so I did it all just pro bono because I thought it was a story that would help somebody out one day. So I didn't want to do no advertisement, nothing crazy. I just wanted to tell it organic and how it was. And what most people don't know is the people that filmed it, it was a one-shot deal. I gave them, didn't repeat one fucking thing through the whole deal.
Really?
I didn't get any questions up front. I said, show up and start asking with very minimal warning. I said, I can speak it straight from how I experienced it. So I don't even need to look at they wanted to give me the questions the night before, and just let me go over and to make sure I kind of knew. I don't need any of that. I don't.
That's the way his show is, organic. Let's run it.
So it's just man,
just it is.
Let them roll and show up and start asking. And that's how it's, that's one thing that most people don't know. It was all filmed in one take, no redos, no question answered 2 times because I didn't like it, nothing like that. It was one answer or one question, one answer through the whole thing.
And that was for everybody that was interviewed.
Every interview.
That was for me and for Colin, for Nathan's brother, all of us. His grandfather was in the documentary, and that was the rule for all of us.
So explain to me. So what is it that you do now for a living? Which I know you've done it for a long time, but what do you do for a living now?
I just get to express my inner kid, basically, I guess what you can say. I get to build from the heart. I don't have any plans when I start building. I have cool customers that drop off stuff that I like. I don't even take the job. If I don't like it, I won't mess with it. I won't even do it.
Really?
If it's something that I can't have a vision with and see where it's going to go, I don't even want to mess with it because I can build it with no plans.
Really?
I just start building, and every morning I'm by myself all day long. But when her Colin come bug me for something, but other than that, I am Lone Ranger all day from sun up till when I leave. I'm in there by myself.
Yeah. So let everybody know what it is you build.
Just custom built hot rods. I like trucks, but I'll build anything that I have a vision for. It don't matter what it is. I don't care what it is. If I could build an airplane, I'd build that. It don't matter. But right now, I build hot rods. I build a lot of trucks, anywhere from. I just finished a 65 Chevy pickup twin turbo truck that I built a chassis for. It's got a LS power twin turbo. It's fun, just stuff like that. I build stuff that I just like. I don't know what I build. If I like it, I build it. But right now I'm building a lot of trucks, 55 to 59 Chevy pickups. I got popular for building those. So I do quite a few of those, 54 Chevys, cars. any kind of C10, 65, 72 C10s. I do those.
Yeah.
Just
So,
finished up
but
a 79 C10.
so you work by yourself though, right?
Yeah, I don't have any help in the shop.
So do you just do one at a time, commission just one build at a time, or do you
Yes.
take on two or three and spread them out?
Okay. In the past, I like to do one at a time. During the past few years, because of parts delays and all the BS that goes on, I have taken a couple on at a time just so I can keep the hours billed accordingly, just so I'm not stagnant. So that's the only reason I'm doing two at a time right now. But typically, I like to do one and see it through to the end, where my hands are the only ones that touch it all the way through.
Right. So how did you get started in building?
So I raced dirt bikes my whole life. That was my thing. I just wanted to ride. I mean, I traveled the country racing dirt bikes. I was 22, 23 years old, just having a good time, no rules, no, just free spirit.
Yeah.
So I wasn't ever going to give that up. So I had to find something else to supplement it. And cars always intrigued me. My dad was in the cars. I've always been around cars, and my dad's been in the body shop industry and car sales and all that kind of stuff. So I had it. I had access to it. So it just gravitational just kind of went right into building hot rods. And since I like to race and jump shit on dirt bikes and stuff like that, I naturally wanted to build rowdy hot rods.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that's as simple as it gets. It's how it evolved.
So what do you drive every day?
I drive a 2000 Chevy Pre-Runner, Chevy pickup, 4-door quad cab pickup that me and the boys can, jump shit around town or whatever we want to do. It's not like for the desert, but I call it an urban pre-runner. It's good enough to jump some shit, that's for sure. That's what I
Really?
drive every day, me and the boys, and if Jenna's with us or whatever.
Wow. He said, I got a Chevrolet pre-runner. I was thinking, I wonder how many people know what a pre-runner is, because it took me a second. Because I was thinking, well, hold on, that's Toyota. Oh no, that's not what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's got like long travel in it, like
Yeah.
flared fenders and stuff like that. It's fun. It's got an
Right.
LF3 4L80. It's got a bunch of cool shit on it.
Really?
It's an older pickup. It's like a base model 2000 Chevy pickup that I actually bought my grandpa. And
Yeah.
it was so base model. It was the perfect truck to make a hot rod out of because it just had the bare minimum. I mean, it's got power windows and AC, and that's about it.
Really?
The reason he's not driving a hot rod right now is because we sold all our hot rods to build our clothing piece of our shop.
Yeah, so all my cars, all my fun hot rods went to invest because I don't like taking loans out and stuff like that. So the hot rod's an investment for me. So I just sell it and invest that into clothing and then recycle it later somehow.
So I don't want to get into that yet. What I actually want to do is I want to go back and start when you were doing dirt bikes, because I know something very tragic happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that led you down a certain path. And I kind of want to talk on that a little bit, because that's going to lead us into the trucks. Because dude, for everybody that hasn't seen the documentary, after you watch this show, man, do yourself a favor. There's going to be links up. They'll say it. Uncle Bruno will put the links up. Go watch that documentary, because that's why I'm a fan of this guy, because I saw the documentary. And I'll tell you one thing, it's and this got me, is in that documentary, you could tell, dude, you could tell you went to a place that was really bad and she pulled you out of it.
No, for sure.
But hold on, I don't want to tell that story. So
okay.
I want to hear you tell me that story, because I know you were in a wreck on the bikes. So start there and let me know what
a bunch of them. Yeah, for sure. So when, as far as the opium-based drugs, I mean, I've liked that before the injury. Not even gonna say that. Like, I've been hurt all my life. Since 13 years old, I've been hurt and prescribed fucking painkillers. So, like, I knew I liked them at 13 years old. Like, honestly, and it just did something different to me than everybody else. It gave me a lot of energy and focus, and I, and doctors say that happens. There's just a few people in the world where it elevates everything. It don't bring me down.
Right.
So when I did get my final injury, I did get smashed real bad up in Oregon. It was called a 4-stroke national. So it was when everybody was still racing 2 strokes, and the 4-stroke motorcycle was just coming out. This was like 2003, 2, I don't know. Yeah, 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
And I'm up there, and this race falls on my cousin's birthday. And he has some kind of omen on this fucking birthday. It's July 21st. And for the few years prior, somebody closest have kicked the bucket on this day, either
Really?
naturally or tragically. Like it's happened both ways. So my mind is fully jacked. I shouldn't even been out there, but everything happens for a reason. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But like I almost manifested that accident because I was so believing that it was my turn to die.
Yeah.
I almost went out there and accepted it.
Yeah.
So, to come through it was, I mean, that's where the true addiction, like I got so smashed up and went through, rotator cuff surgeries and smashed ribs and just so beat up that set the hook, then it was already, a problem in America anyway. So it was very easy access to crooked doctors and all that. So
Yeah.
that's just set the fucking hook of unlimited supply of them,
But was that the career-ending accident?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because I didn't want to go to surgery on my rotator cuff, so like I dislocated my shoulder like 25 times probably.
Really?
So I finally went into surgery, and that was probably like 3 or 4 years after the initial accident. So I already been on meds for that long, just coping with it.
Yeah.
Then like rotator cuff surgery, like when I remember coming out of that surgery thinking I wouldn't have done that. Was the most, like, they cut through so much muscle, and if as a motocrosser, your shoulder stuff have a lot of muscle anyway. So when you slay a lot of muscle, man, the pain was so bad initially that took them for a couple weeks. It just escalates to what it is, and
Well, they say that surgery by itself is a 6 month to a year recovery.
it is. Yeah, it's very tough surgery. And I had a good doctor that did the surgery really well, and at that point I was already hooked on the shit, so I had plenty of excuses to use it in a doctor's eyes, the drug cartel or whoever they are.
Yeah, right.
Saying. So anyway, it just led to unlimited supply with those kind of injuries that it just escalated severely.
So when you got out of the motocross and you finally got healed, that's when you really started focusing. Were you building a truck at the time that kind of helped you get through everything? I'm trying to remember the documentary.
I built my whole business on this dope. Like
Really?
after motocross, like I used this stuff for 10, 12 years in the building and had the perfect combination where nobody knew because the supply chain wasn't an issue. So if the only time that's a problem to people is when they run out, not when they have it.
Yeah.
You only know when they don't have it. The withdrawals are absolutely excruciating. So,
Yeah.
But I the first 10 years of my business probably maybe because of supplementing the adrenaline of dirt bike racing to building hot rods, trying to figure out that drastic pace change, from what I did to going real slow to trying to figure out how to build hot rods and stuff like that. And so, everything for a reason. I used that addiction to do something else. And when I did that, I was done with it.
That's
overnight done with it and moved on.
So in the documentary, now that you're saying that, I remember you literally cold turkey just stopped.
Yeah.
Yep. He got hurt at work. He came home and he said, "I'm not taking anymore." And he said, "You ready for this rough ride?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." Didn't know what we were about to get into, and we just held on, and we had a 6-month-old baby, 3-year-old, and we figured it out.
And the doctor tried to wean me off. I will say that he recommended cutting it down. And he didn't know probably the extent that I was taking a day. He probably thought I was on 4 or 5 a day or something like that. So he was trying to wean me off that. And I knew right then and there that wasn't an option. That was not going to work for me. It was just too miserable. It was like trickery, like just rip the Band-Aid and let's get through this.
Yeah.
And that's what I ended up doing in the long run. Is that for everybody? I don't know. That shit was for me.
Yeah.
Some people need to use other, stuff to get off of. And I don't, whatever you got to do, you got to do. I'm not hating on nobody, but the way I had to do it was all in.
We're done.
Yep.
So as aggressive as you were on one side, you had to be just as aggressive on the other side.
Absolutely. It's all, 100%. 100%.
Well, that's really, really cool. And it's you've probably earned some angel wings, by the way, Jenna, because I've heard stories of other people. Me personally, I've never really done drugs in my life ever. I used to have long hair, and everybody thought when in high school that I smoked pot all the time. And I was like, no, I just hung out with everybody that did. I was like a designated driver, but everybody assumed. So, but I do know some people that have done exactly what you did. I work with a guy that 40-year alcoholic. And then one day he was like, I have to be done with this. It's going to kill me. And he literally put the bottle down and never picked it back up again. And the withdrawals from alcohol were really, really hard on him also. But so after that, you just decided the Band-Aid's off. We're done with it. Did you notice that did your work change? Did the creativity?
Oh man, yeah, I couldn't do shit.
Really?
It was years of just trying to figure it out, man. Like going in and just doing a few things here and there, and yeah, it was a slow process of getting my work ethic back for sure.
Right.
Yeah, no, I didn't stop and just go right back to being me and wide open. No, it was, I just did it my way because I do work alone, and I had the ability to shut myself in and figure it out. Not everybody has that. I had a big space to myself that I could lock the doors every day and nobody bothered me.
Yeah.
So I had my own facility to do what I needed to do to figure it out.
So we're past that. Now we're into building trucks and hot rods and just living our lives. I have to bring your kids in, dude, because I've never met you guys. At this point, I'm just a fan and a collector of the shirts, which we're going to get into that. But your kids, I dig it that they have long hair, but after meeting them, or one of them just a second ago, dude, you have some really cool fucking kids.
Yeah, they're cool.
I mean, you're the 10-year-old. We had a conversation about, he's in his 11th year, and then you pop off and say, well, technically, he spent 9 months developing, so he's actually almost at the end of the 11th year too. But anyway, get to the. But your son has a personality. I mean, he walks right. He doesn't know me from Adam, and he's like, "Hey, what's your YouTube channel? Hey, man." And I'm thinking, dude, what the hell?
Yeah. No, he's full of person. From 6 months forward, he's been full of personality. I mean, if you're around him, you're going to be in a good mood. He has that energy. I don't care who you are, what your day's happening. Like, he's going to put you in a good mood.
He is a cool kid, man. Yeah, I would love to come up there and meet you guys one day. Bring my kid up there and let the kids hang out. Then me and you can hang out in your shop. But anyway, beyond that, you have cool kids. I like it that you guys still ride motocross, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, still ride to this day, all of us.
Yep. He just about 2 years ago, he got all broken up again.
Yeah, I shattered my scapula and broke my this collarbone off, and it was like hanging down here in my skeleton somewhere. So since I broke my collarbone and shattered my scapula, the only thing that was connected on this side was tissue. There's no bone to skeleton. So yeah, I had to start that process and healing again, and go into surgery and get plated up. So I got new hardware and all that, but I had to do that one a little different. Couldn't use any narcotics to get through it. So it was a lot of just ice and natural remedies to soothe the pain, and it was no problem. You don't need pain meds. It was no problem.
Yeah, you had to do what the military says: embrace the suck.
Yep, embrace the suck.
Did. Yep. I gave him a little bit of whiskey, and
Yep, just laid down.
There ain't nothing wrong with whiskey.
No. We don't preach sobriety.
No, I've always told people, like, I'll never shove sobriety down your throat because it's almost unattainable. I preach stability. Like, find something that you can control, you can handle, that that works for you, and stick to that. Walk that line and stick to that line. Yeah.
Well, I think it's cool that you've been able to do what you've done, but I think it's also really cool that your family dynamic is cool. From an outsider, now getting to know your wife and Matthew
Porter.
Oh God, what? No, the clothing.
Matthew Spurgeon.
Yeah, the clothing.
Yep.
I'm starting to see that it's this unit. It's not just you and your wife. Mm-hmm. It's a freaking unit.
No, we
Yep.
have the right people around us
Yep.
to make this work for sure.
Colin
Well,
Edwards is there every single day with Nathan. Me and Colin are there at the shop every single day, and Matt is out in California supporting us in all kinds of ways, all of the time with the business in the shop, and the clothing.
Well, so how did y'all actually get into doing? Because I know you've been doing the hot rods. How did you get into the clothing line?
That naturally kind of evolved too. So the documentary come out, and one of my childhood friends, Colin, the guy that actually is kind of the mastermind behind the clothing, it's like, man, I'm gonna, let's try to do some t-shirts since the documentary's coming out and this and that. And I kind of knew it wasn't going to be a success. This world today is not going to spread a positive story. The algorithm just don't allow it. It's going to bury it. And that's what happens to the story. It don't, unless you tell somebody. I'm not going to pay to advertise. I don't give a shit if anybody watches it. So if you don't pay to promote it, it's going to get buried. Feel good stories and survivor stories are not going to get shown in this modern day world that we live in. It don't happen. It's just how the system works. So Colin come into this with me, and it was not an instant success, and it still ain't. We're still battling every day, but he has stuck it out through the whole time of trying to push this clothing brand and trying to figure out all the manufacturing and he does everything, the designs, the snaps, the artwork. I mean, it's crazy how much Colin does for us. It's really cool.
Well, I think it's cool, and what's so funny, and it's not even funny. What's so cool? Let's see if I can do this. What's so cool about that hellspeedshop.com is that all of y'all's flannels, which I'm real privy to the flannels, not the t-shirt. I have 2 t-shirts. I wear them, but the flannels, I'm not even kidding you. You're in Texas. August is the son of a bitch.
Yep.
I can wear that flannel in August on riding my bike and not sweat. I don't know if that's intentional.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've done a lot of work to design it for a motorcycle rider, like sleeve length and how it all flows, and actually all the way down to the design of material. People have no idea when we dive into something. It's not for the quick buck. We could care less about that. I mean, we're simple people. We're humble. We like to do fun stuff. We're just kind of doing us. So, yeah, we put a lot of effort into how it all functions, 100%.
Well, I love them. I mean, I've got a collection. My wife was like, she went in there the other day because we're fixing to go on vacation next week. And she's like, Jesus Christ, how many of these do you have? I said, honey, go count the stickers. That's the only way I can know how many I've got, because I don't have anybody else's. I will say this. I do own one other flannel shirt, but I got that at like Bass Pro Shops. Me and my son got them, but that was 5, 6, 7 years ago. But I don't even wear it anymore. All of yours, I just love, and I'm not trying to butter the biscuit, if you will. I'm just telling you as a true testament. The shirts are awesome, and you're right. The arm links when you're riding the bike. The way that they fit, I love it that they're snaps and they're not buttons. I hate buttons, because if you got to get it off pretty quick. I mean, y'all seen Urban Cowboy?
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
And I love it that some of them are pearl snaps, some of them are solids, but they're really, really cool built. They kind of just fit the mark all the way around.
And I can't take credit for that. That is Colin. Like, my day is still building hot rods. That's what I go in and do every day. I'm involved in the design of it, and he shows me, and Jenna shows me. But this is, Collins is a mastermind behind this, and Jenna comes in and helps out too. But I can't take anything from Colin. This is the clothing side of this is his baby.
Right on. Well, it's really, really cool what it is. Look, Uncle Bruno is already posting stuff right there. Ching. But my whole point is that's a cool thing mixed with what you've got, because I don't know if you guys ever watched this show before in the past, but you will hear me say repeatedly, you're never going to get rich building bikes. You're never going to get rich building cars. You're just not going to get rich doing that part. But if you brand it, you can get rich. I mean, y'all have heard the story, Jesse James, when he signed with Walmart, everybody was against him and told him, don't sign with Walmart. And fucking Kid Rock was like, dude, do it. And he did it. And I want to say to date, he's sold over $1 billion in merchandise.
Yeah, no, man, good for him. You know, I ain't gonna sign with Walmart, but good for him.
Well,
You
you
know,
know what?
it is what it
You-
is.
you may not.
One of them all.
You know, it is what it is. You know, I don't.
Well, no,
need it.
but the point is that you're marketing the name Hale Speed Shop, and you've got something that, man, if I could figure out a way to make money when I'm sleeping, I'd be fucking rich.
Right.
But my point is that you've got that, and now you've got a brand, and you've got something that I dig. And I pray to God that there was some way that the people from this show, there was a way you could track. Man, are you even getting any business from me? I would like to think that you are.
I hope so. I actually, Colin and I today, we made a code for you guys on the grind that watch Kevin all the time. So you guys get a 15% off, and the code is the grind. And I'm going to leave that code up for however long.
Right on. Thank you very much.
And that'll be for anything new, anything we've got going on. We got a lot coming this summer that's pretty rad that you guys
I didn't
will
even
love.
know that. So that's how much that they do it. You know, like I'm still doing me every day. I go in there and I sweat and get creative and do my thing, and they do their creative on the other side of it. There's only 3 of us there every day doing this whole operation: packing, taking pictures, marketing, building hot rods. If people seen how hard we'd go, that you couldn't even imagine.
So do you see the comment on the screen?
Make a grind flannel. Oh, maybe we can add that to the list for sure. I love it.
You can see orange, gray, and black. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we can work on that.
I can get you the artwork.
And then Colin will say, well, we're going to work on that artwork and we're going to make it even better.
Well, absolutely. But okay, so I've got to get into the technical side of you now. So what is it that, like, when you're building the hot rods, whether it's car, truck, van, it doesn't matter. What's the one part that you really get tunnel vision on?
The chassis.
The chassis?
Yeah, I like the air. I developed kind of my own way of doing the air ride chassis a long time ago, so it would handle horsepower and ride low and do. I mean, I like them on the ground. I think that's cool looking, and you know, the guys I kind of grew up with in the hot rod world also like, you know, air ride stuff. So that's just kind of what I knew, and I developed my own way of making it performance oriented.
So you do, I'm assuming you do the 4-link and all that with the panhard bar and all that.
Yeah, similar. I have my own geometry that I do. It's not, it's more of a 2-link style setup, more like a ladder bar, but yeah, it's all out of my brain. It's nothing that's out there available for anybody.
So for you doing what you do you ever watch any of the shows?
No.
I'm not saying any of their names, but you know there's.
No, I mean, no.
We really don't.
No,
People ask us that often.
Don't watch none of it.
They'll say, "Oh, did you watch that?" And we don't. We are so tunneled in what we are building here, and then our family. You know, Nathan's at the shop 8 hours a day now, and then he's home the rest of the time. Where 10 years ago, he was at the shop 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
When we come home, I mean, like I told you, I said they're all getting washed up because everybody was outside playing baseball tonight.
Yeah.
We go with the family once we're home.
Well, see that, and that's a good thing because that's one of the things I've preached for the last 10 years. Because I started my first business in 1997, and you get to the point without ever even thinking about it. You'll get to the point where 16 hours will go by, and you'll be like, "Shit, I didn't even eat dinner," you know. And at the time, I was single, and I was raising my oldest son, which is 31 now, and there would just be times, like on the weekends, I'd be like, fuck, it's Sunday. Where did the weekend go? And then I had to take him back to his mom's house. And I was like, oh shit, dude. So you get to a point where you gotta, all right, so there's cutoff times. And now my oldest son, he owns his own company, Legacy Bike Works, and I'm having to constantly stay on him. Dude, get to work by 8 a.m. and leave by 6. You don't need to be here after that. If you don't set that up now, it's gonna bite you in your ass at some point. Well, he's learning, but you know, coming from me, I work a full-time day job. I do the bikes at night and I do motorcycle seats at night. I mean, I'm still putting in the 16, 18-hour days.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I'm kind of a hypocrite when it comes to that because I have to turn myself off a lot of times also. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I get it. But that's one thing I do. I think it's cool about y'all was when you said that earlier, they're getting cleaned up. You know, your day's done. It's family time now. You had your 8 at work. Now you need to give us 8 at home.
Yep. That was a huge change when Nathan made his lifestyle change. He stopped working at night and he was home every night and being with us. He became a super huge family man. And
yeah, I would work from like 10, 11 a.m. to like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Where however long I could go.
So let me ask you a question. What's the longest amount of time you've ever worked nonstop?
Oh, building Collins.
Well, I've never not slept a night. I don't
Really?
do that because anybody that says they're going 2 or 3 days building a hot rod, though, that thing's gonna be a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. So
The brain don't work like that, and I've understood that from the get go. So I know how to get in a deep sleep quick and charge up and move on.
Yeah.
But there's not. I've never done over 21 or 2 hours straight ever.
Well, I did 72 hours straight, but on purpose. I had a mission, and it was to buy my wife's wedding ring. So I was like, man, I gotta work. If I can just get these 6 seats done, I'll have all the money I need for her wedding ring to pay cash. So I didn't want to finance anything. And I'll tell you what, after that 72 hours, she was about ready to just be done with me. I mean, like, I haven't seen you in 3 days, and you're literally in the backyard. In 3 days.
Right.
And she'll tell you that story. She was like, oh my God, he was such a dick. Oh my God, he was horrible. But if she knew, I couldn't tell her why I was doing it because, it's a wedding ring. But that's why I worked so hard for 72 straight hours. And when I say hard, I'm telling you, man, I'd run in dirty hands, get something to eat real quick and go right back out there. Take me 5 minutes to eat,
Right.
But it's like I said, I'm a hypocrite because that's counterproductive. But I had a reason for doing what I was doing. Here's the starting line. Here's the finishing line. When I'm done with the finishing line, I took a week off and didn't touch anything for a week.
Yep.
And even when I was building, like, this was always about building a brand for me. It wasn't ever about, doing one thing over and over and over and over. Like, I wanted to come in and be creative every day. I never wanted to repeat something. I don't mass produce no kind of part. I hand cut everything with a plasma cutter still and cardboard. It's all about just being creative and really having fun with it. So a lot of people have had to ask me, why haven't I hired a team or done this or done that? Because I never did this for the money. I did it for the freedom.
Yeah.
And I knew the money would come with time. Like I tell people all the time, when you're trying to make money on a God-given talent, the universe beats you up, man. It's not going to make it easy on you. And that's just how it works. And you have to withstand that punishment to build anything cool. It's going to test you. That's just how it's supposed to work.
Yeah. My son's finding that out right now. A situation happened earlier today, and it's just like you could see it in his eyes. He wanted to cry because he was just like, he felt so defeated. And I told him, I was like, hold on. That's part of it. That you're learning from this exact situation. Yeah. So the next time a situation comes by you like that, you can tell that customer, hey, look, in this situation, we've had this problem in the past. So we need to make you aware of that because that could be a possibility for you this time. We need to bring it to your attention. And it's just like, it clicked and he was like, oh, okay. So in one hand, he felt completely defeated. Like, man, throw your hands in the air, go home, go to bed. And then 2 minutes later, he was like, oh, okay, I get it. Everybody does it. You have to pay your dues. If you don't pay the dues, you're never going to get it. It's never going to come to you. No amount of money can buy you talent or passion. It can't happen that way.
No, I kind of just always understood that process. I never forced it. I didn't try to make somebody look at me. I was never that guy. I didn't care. I'm really good being alone. Like I'm fine just being by myself. I have a really cool family and I love being around them too, but I'm very good being alone too. So
yeah,
I like just doing stuff for me. That this is my human experience. I like doing shit that I want to do. I'm not trying to be in competition with nobody but me.
Yeah. So do you have a CNC plasma table now?
I bought one like 5 years ago and it's never been hooked up.
Are you kidding me?
No, I never hooked it up. I didn't want to go through that. I didn't want to read the instructions and shit. So like I just keep sticking the way I do it.
So let me tell you, I have a CNC plasma table and that's what I do at my day job, and I do it at home. Let me help you with that, bro. You'll be so happy.
It's
You
cool.
no,
I like
literally.
using my body though, so I'm good.
Well, I know you do. I know you like using your body, and I know I feel you. I know what you're talking about. But the minute I turn you on to this, you're gonna be like, dude. Now my creativity with my hands. Now it's almost like I've got 5 more sets of hands. Not that you have that many. I'm just saying it brings your creativity to the next step, and you're like, holy shit! What I've been doing by hand, I can do it 10 times faster now, and it's still the same cut pattern. You're still drawing with the cardboard.
I agree. No, I'm stubborn. I should have had it working a long time ago. It's just,
and if you don't like doing it,
I'm like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know. And my business plan works, so I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, well,
but it's there. It's brand new. It's brand new.
It's brand new. If you ever make it up, you're welcome to come give us a lesson.
The cords are all wrapped up.
If it's okay with you guys, I already told you I have a 10-year-old. I want to come up there and meet you guys. Y'all aren't that far from me.
Nope.
I'll bring the wife, my kid, and I'll bring my laptop. And I just want to come hang out in your shop. I won't charge you anything. I just want to be part of the team, man.
Be fun. I'm all about a good time, so come on down.
Hell yeah. So another thing. So you were talking about you do your favorite things to do is chassis work, but you do the LS swaps and the wiring and all that. How do you get into,
I do the whole thing, start to finish.
How do you get into the wiring portion of that thing? That can be intimidating.
Yeah, that's. I say the chassis is the funnest part. The chassis is the funnest part in a way. That's like going to the gym every day and being creative. It's not like going and just lifting weights. It's like you're lifting the same weights you would in the gym in all kinds of weird ways, and you get to be creative doing it.
Yeah.
Where the wiring is more like meditation.
Yes, it's therapeutic.
It's very therapeutic. So I like them both equally, because I've answered that question 2 ways. I like the wiring the best, or I like the chassis the best, and it's definitely it's like the yin and the yang. It's the positive and negative. I do look for, like, after it's all powder coated and all the fabs and all the sweat and like coming home bleeding every day, all that's done, and it's assembly. I do enjoy wiring it. I mean, I really do. It's a different pace, and it's totally different. It's kind of therapy, I guess,
Right on. So how do people find out about your builds and stuff? How do you get customers? Just word of mouth?
It was all just word of mouth, just from when I started doing this. I really went to every car show possible, and I drove everywhere. Like
20 years ago, we were on the road everywhere.
How long have y'all been together?
20-something years.
22 years. I was 14 and he was 17 when we met.
Yeah, long. And we met at a Kid Rock concert, so that's kind of funny.
At least I know where you both stand.
Yep. The strippers on stage and all that, it was
a good time.
We're soulmate kind of shit, so we still like the same shit.
So y'all truly are the ride or die.
It's been very easy for us, so we always, look, on different marriages from the outside, and like, man, like, people make this so hard. Like, and it all comes down to communication. I mean, people just don't communicate anymore. We see it all over. Like, man, people, this is so much easier than people,
You have a lot of China shop relationships. They're very, very fragile. Yep. But I will say this. I do know one thing for real. Y'all have to be in love, because I'm going to tell you right now, one of those accidents you said you had, I know she was having to do stuff she probably never intended on having to do with you.
Well, not really.
No, not too bad.
No.
She's really?
Never wiped my ass.
I haven't never had to, actually. No.
Really?
I've had one working
I've always been broken up just enough where I can take care of my own stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I washed his hair several times. He wouldn't let me shave his face. He did it left-handed. But I did wash his hair.
Yeah, no, she hadn't been wiping my ass or no bullshit like that. No, I'm good.
But I think, like Nathan said, communication has been a huge part of our relationship.
But if she needed to, she would. I mean, for sure.
That's my point right there.
Yeah, no,
she would.
I would.
No, I wouldn't think nothing of it. Like, if that's where an injury went.
That's where we were at right then.
Yeah, no, it would be no thing.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So what do y'all have going on right now moving forward? Surely there's something new coming out, something cool.
As far as the shop goes, we have our annual Toys for Tots this Saturday. It's from 10 to 1 at our shop, and we are the largest fundraiser for Toys for Tots in Denton County for the last 2 years. So we're hoping to top that this year.
Awesome.
We already have, I can't remember the exact number, but like $2,800 in donations and about that in toys sitting at the shop ready to go for Saturday. And it's going to be a super fun event. We do that every year, and it's near and dear to our hearts to give back to the kiddos. And then Nathan's about to start building a new truck next week.
When is it?
You're going to build Trent's truck.
Yeah, but when is it? What year? I think it's like it's a guy I've known forever. It's a good family, and it's just a kind of a different project I'm taking on. Yeah. I'm starting a new project next week.
So do you like YouTube your builds and stuff like that?
No.
You just keep it all in the garage and that's where it stays.
Yeah, and I'm not worried about monetizing every aspect of my life.
Yeah, he'll post random pictures on his Instagram. Colin posts a lot on our clothing page, Hale Speed Shop Clothing. We have our own Instagram because this one will delete everything once in a while and restart. So Colin created the clothing page to have our own Instagram there and Facebook as well.
So you have no genuine intent of ever, I don't want to say monetizing it because that's the wrong word, of like getting your own TV show or putting it out to the public. You're just 100% in your zone where you're at.
If a TV producer wanted to do something, it would have to be a very open-minded TV producer, because I will not be told what to do in any aspect of my life.
And that's what we had with Jason when he did the documentary. He very much understood Nathan and Nathan's way of thinking, and we were so blessed to have him and his team
do it. Yeah, he did it perfectly how I'd want it done.
Right. So your documentary and about 3 others inspired me to do my documentary.
Awesome.
I would hope when this is over with, you guys will go watch my documentary.
Okay.
It explains everything about me, and the people that are in it watch this show all the time. And 99% of it was done with cell phones. My buddy Earl did have a nice camera, and he had a drone, but there was very little of that actual footage in the actual documentary. We had some good friends that their band's called Riot the Witness, that they did the majority of the music in the documentary. It was a good thing. I'd like to do another documentary now that I have one under my belt, but they're expensive. I mean, I love my buddy Earl, but I think he's the only person that made money on the whole thing. And God bless him, he didn't make much. He really, really took care of me. And I've known him since he was 11 years old. So we grew up together, and to have the people that were in it be that, people that I've literally known since they were 10 or 11 years old. My best friend was in it, known him since he was 9. Earl, I've known him since he was 11. I mean, you're talking, I'm 54 years old, or about to be 54. And to have people surround you and believe in what you're doing to the point they donate their time, they donate their talents and stuff like that to what you're doing. I wish there was a way I could I wish I could monetize it enough to do it another time, to do more to it. Because unfortunately, I really am into the monetization side of this.
Right. I get it. Yeah, no.
Nothing I do makes money.
For the money. I don't. I get it, man. I ain't hating on nothing. Everybody do them.
Well, I'll tell you this: when I found out, because I don't even remember how. I think I want to say it was Matthew that contacted me. Yeah. I don't know how it happened. But when he said Nathan Hale, I was like, man, I know that name. And he goes, yeah. And he was explaining to me about the clothing and all. I had no clue he was talking about you. I was like, well, that's really cool. And da-da-da. And we ended up talking. And then he said who you were. And I was like, did he have a documentary? And he said, yeah. I said, let me call you right back. Click. And I went and found it.
Cool.
I watched it again real quick, and I was like, why didn't you tell me that's who that was? Because seeing the documentaries, I love watching the shows, but I watch them because I'm intrigued by metalwork. I'm not the best at it. I won't even claim to be good at it. I do enough that I like to do, like you. I do it because I enjoy doing it. But when I watch the other shows, one of the biggest things that gets me, and you probably do it too, I don't understand how guys weld in fucking t-shirts. I don't get it. If I'm wearing my work shirt and I don't have a shirt under it, I'll get a Superman burn on my neck. Or
I weld in t-shirts, so that's not they're not faking that.
He's always in a t-shirt. He always comes home burned.
I weld in a t-shirt.
I don't get that part because I've tried to weld in a t-shirt because it's way more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You're not dripping through your lens the whole time. But the reality is I can't do it because it gets so freaking sunburned so fast. I mean, a 1-inch weld done. Your both arms are sunburned.
Wow. But no, that's never really happened to me. No.
Really?
Burned, or I know he's welded for like 6 hours that day.
Yeah, I mean, for my arms to get burnt, I would have to weld all day long almost.
Wow.
But I've been welding these trucks up since. I mean, I started doing it when I was 15 when I was hurt.
Yeah.
So like when I'd be hurt as a kid riding a dirt bike, I would be piddling with these trucks and stuff back then. I had an old 65 Chevy pickup that come off my great grandma's cattle farm. And I just piddle around with that. It took me a long time to get it going. That's what I'd do if I had a broken collarbone or some piddly injury where I could still work. I would do shit like that while I was healing up.
So how far did you get in the motocross?
I mean, I was getting paid to do it. I mean, at 17, I turned pro, so I was collecting money. And from 17 to when I quit.
Really?
No, I had everything was supplied to me for free. I wasn't making no kind of big money, and so I kind of seen that. But as a teenager in early 20s, I made a shitload of money compared to most.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah.
So you did a lot of motocross. You didn't do like the freestyle Pastrana type.
No, I didn't do any of that stuff.
Wow, so you're just down and dirty, just getting it.
I was, yeah. I mean, I don't know that I would preach that. It's not really all that fun looking back on it, the training and all that shit you got to do. But I mean, I guess it definitely taught me some discipline. In high school, I was up at 5:45 hitting the gym in high school. Just hoping to be a pro motocrosser one day. That was a dream, and it happened. It didn't happen probably the level that I wished it happened at, but that wasn't God's plan. So it was cool. I didn't even think much of it. Moved on to something else.
Yeah.
Still ride dirt bikes to this day.
That's what I was going to say. So your boys ride motocross, but is it just like in the pasture riding, or do y'all?
No, they're good. They ride motocross track and stuff. Yeah, they ride really well.
They don't race yet. Nathan won't let them race yet.
Not that I won't let them. They don't bug me to go racing, so I don't care. Like
they just love to piddle around.
I tell you go to the races. All you get is some dude telling you to be here at this time. You gotta line up at this time. You gotta do this time. You're like a sheep getting herded around. I mean, it's cool. It happens, but I said, don't force that. It's a lot of bullshit, really.
Yeah. So you still enjoy riding and stuff?
Yeah, hell yeah. No, I love being on a dirt bike. I love going fast on them. If I crash them, I crash them. I don't think nothing of it.
He's like, if I crash, I crash.
Yeah, I still love them.
Well, that's freaking awesome, man. I wish we could be in your shop and see all the cool stuff you're working on. But I'll tell you what, man, I dig everything you guys are doing. I love the family dynamic. Love the kids. I was very serious, man. I'd love to get together with you guys, family wise. And I just think you're cool people. I respect the hell out of you, your drive, your discipline. Seeing the documentary, getting to talk to you in person. Thank you very much. I approve the hell out of that.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks for having us.
We're humble people, man. We appreciate you having us on.
Well, I love the clothing line. I wear it all the time. I think everything y'all are doing right now is really, really cool. Not that you need my approval, and that's very obvious the way you guys are. But anytime you guys want to come on, all you got to do is text me and say, "Hey, I want to come on the show tonight. I got something cool I want to say." Anytime you want, just whenever.
Absolutely, we appreciate you. It's a good time.
And if there's anything else I can do for you guys to help promote, do whatever I can, let me know. But I will say this: I do have one request from you.
Yeah.
I need a 4 foot by 4 foot banner I can hang in my shop.
I bet
We
she.
can figure out some
I
banners.
bet she can take care of
Yeah.
that.
I want one for my shop so bad. I've got this one, but I've got like 5 other ones like this, and they're all just
Yeah.
different. And I'm like, man, the coolest one I've got is 10 foot by 8 foot. And I was like, I want to hang that downstairs, but I need it for the show.
That's cool.
Yeah. We'll figure
Yeah,
it.
so if y'all can do that for me, I'd love that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if you ever need any help with CNC plasma work, man, just give me a call.
Dude, let's do it. Let's
Yeah,
do a
just come on-
podcast,
just
man.
Come
Come
on
on.
up and just
We'll
I
set
do
these
it.
cameras up at the
Yeah,
shop,
we
and
can
I'll
film
show
it.
you the way I work. Like I tell people, I work like a caveman. Like you wouldn't even understand the way I get shit done.
Well, honestly, it took me almost 5 years to buy my table because you get so accustomed to doing it by hand.
Yeah, man, like for sure. I love the way I do it, and I still have fun doing it that way, and it keeps me super active. You know, just moving and getting all. Like I don't have no frame tables. I'm on the ground, up under stuff, on jack stands, and I use that as my workout every day. I really do. I don't like going to the gym, and I like to be in good shape. So I use that as my workout, as my
Well, you know, all the
creativity,
cool
all of it.
tools, all the new cool tools are just to make the job easier. That's all they're
Yes,
there for.
yeah, man.
Because
You know,
everything can be done with a ball peen hammer. I mean,
Yes.
ironically, it really can.
absolutely. Comfort creates a weak generation, so you got to be careful.
Well, with some things, like I don't have any hydraulic tools. Everything I've got, you can put some ass behind it. That's what you're
There
going to
you
do.
go.
So,
No, a good combination of both don't hurt anything for sure.
yeah. Well, I'm just saying, if you ever feel like you need something like that, man, let me know. I can help you out with it.
I would love to set it up. Come on down, man. I don't decline no help. Come on.
Hell yeah. Well, cool. All right. Well, we'll make that happen, man. Anyway, you guys go have a blessed night. Thank you again so much for being on here. Thank you for supporting the show, which you guys support me as much as I support y'all, and I appreciate the hell out of that.
Absolutely.
And man, I would say just keep loving each other, but I don't have to tell y'all that. Y'all just do it.
No, love's not short in our life. That's for sure, man.
Right on. Well, cool. You guys go have a great night, and thank you. I appreciate it, and come back whenever you're ready, man.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
It's not letting me out. Y'all are stuck. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. All right, guys. So there you go. I've been wanting to do this guy, interview this guy for so long, and it was awesome. It was everything I expected. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Go to the YouTube channel, The Grind Biker Build Off, and subscribe, get the notifications, leave comments, whatever you can, share the videos, all the different mediums. Go to hellspeedshop.com, look for that icon, 15% off, man. I appreciate the hell out of that. So you guys go check them out at hellspeedshop.com. Look for the grind link and it'll be 15% off, man. But anyway, you guys go have a kick-ass night, and we will see you guys not next week. I'll be on vacation, but the week after we'll be back.